Very well, guys. Good morning. I think most of you are here, so we can begin. Yesterday, we went ahead with that bank dataset and we tried some anomalies and we saw various functions. So we went up to this na.rm utility, which is usually found with every mathematical function, so that you can format the missing values. Well, did anybody try summary of $10 salary? Well, it is also a good idea to see summary of be it anything. Summary always gives fantastic information. Check summary of this numeric variable. We see all the usual things, but we saw something extra. By default, it tells you how many missing values are there, if there is any. Now, maybe you can try a query just to brush up. I'm asking you to fetch the data of only those people who have this salary missing. Getting the idea? I'm saying I only want the data. I want to see the data of the people whose salary is missing, who have not disclosed their salary. Let's find out who are they. Yeah, Nikhil, there are 12 people that I can see. I want to fetch the data. I want to create a new data frame where there are records of only those people whose salary is missing. That's what I mean. Okay. So from some of you, Jyoti seems correct. Ashutosh, that's a zero, and I don't think it is working. Zero does not mean missing. Missing is something else. Zero is a value. Missing means it is not available. Harika, fine. Manohar. Okay, Manohar. Okay, this is getting me index numbers. It is not getting me data. Abhimanyu, correct. Aditya, is it working? Okay, that was something I was suspecting that this would happen with somebody of you. How many of you are trying it this way? Many of you have done that. And do you think what's wrong there? You see the underline here and you see the warning sign here. Our studio is trying to tell you something has went wrong. And yes, it is not giving you the result either. What's happening wrong here? The same thing which happens with NA. Max function, what was the problem with max function? You are trying to compare a value with a value which is not there. Getting the idea? How can you compare something whether it is missing or not, whether it is NA which is not already available? You are trying double equal to. You want to see whether it is exactly equal to. Not doing that way. Try a few things. I'm typing, I will not run. You will run. Before you run, tell me what happens. Somebody tried zero. I think Ashok. What do you think? What will be the answer? I'm trying zero double equal to NA. What is, do you think, going to be the answer? Getting the idea? Yes, zero is a value. It cannot be equal to NA. Try something else. I am trying something. What do you say? What should be the result? I am trying whether F means false. I mean to say whether false means NA. What do you say? Zero, we already saw. Yes, you getting the idea? Zero is a value, NA is not a value. I mean, it is a value, but it is not available. It is non-available value. So how does R will tell you whether it is false or true? It can't tell. So it is giving result NA. I am asking whether false means NA. R is saying I don't know, because yes, unless and until this value is available, R cannot tell you. Try one more thing. What do you think the answer is going to be? True, true. NA. Again NA. Till now I didn't know what is here. At least I knew what is here. Now I don't know what is here, and I don't know what is here either. How can I compare? R is asking you. Again NA. You got the idea? So double equal to is not doing any help. How it can be done is by is dot NA function. You know is dot NA function, which is specifically there only to decide which value is NA, whether it is NA or not. Its only purpose is to do that. Right? So which is NA? Now I want that data. So I can use this, okay, row number, which are returned by which function. This condition, those rows, and I want them to call a new data set missing salary. Somebody has made another level of blunder. Who was that? You are totaling row numbers. Just think about it. It will give you row numbers. It is giving you row numbers which are missing. 25, 34, 44. These are the rows where salary is missing. You are making total of row numbers. What do you expect? It would give total of row numbers. What do I do with that? As good as no result. You guys getting this all? Mm-hmm. Then that's something. Okay, much said about continuous variables. We see there are categorical variables too. Continuous variables we have seen. Missing values can be there. There we can do mean, median, we can do totals, we can do several things. Then there are categorical variables which are essentially strings. Now, a string plus a string doesn't mean anything. What you can do with categorical variables? Can you think of something? What could be something which you should be interested in these? Concat. What do you want to concat, Jyoti? Well, one thing which comes to my mind is that I should know whether there are. You see, there was uppercase, lowercase anomaly in housing column. We corrected that, but how do I know that it is there? Yes or no? Didn't it occur to you? How did I know? Okay, I would of course know. I have run this exercise ample number of times. But how would you know? Right? So there can be uppercase, lowercase. You see this? Somebody asked me this also. Management, technician, entrepreneur. Now consider this. Someone has written management here. Okay, this spelling is correct. Somebody has made a mistake in spelling mistake, done a spelling mistake in management. Now actually it should be management, but it is some spelling mistake. I would not know. How do I know that? Factors. Okay. Check levels by factor, but how? What will you write? What will you write in the code? You have the data set. Okay, go ahead, give it a try. I want you to do something. Let's try it out. See for yourself. Maybe okay, I can mute myself for a while. I will not constantly speak and disturb you. Give it a try. Take a minute or two, and then tell me what do you see. How do you? How can you see the various categories? What are there in the column, and check this whether there is spelling mistake or uppercase, lowercase, and whatnot. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Take a moment. If you do something, do tell me. Okay, that this is you are doing, and this is the way you interpret it. Fine. Go ahead. Got it right. Everybody got the gist. You can try as factor, and it tells you the levels of this. However, we are not assigning anything to anywhere. We are not converting the data, we are just printing so that data doesn't change. Now here, I particularly wanted you to check marital because there is one kind of anomaly here. There is not a spelling mistake, there is no uppercase, lowercase. There are four distinct categories. Yes, divorced, married, separated, and single. You see that? But what is the anomaly here? Do you realize? Now again, there comes some business sense into it, which machine will not know. Some things are by machine, some things are by common sense, like small yes and capital yes. Here the problem is something else, that single is anomaly. How come? Single is anomaly. Hey there, single people, Jagdish is pointing you out. You are anomalies. Not single actually. Yes, actually. Divorced and separated, practically they mean the same thing. It is just that in US convention, in popular terminology in US, I don't know what is the problem of US. They don't agree to UK people. They have their own terminology for everything. So rather than calling something divorce, they prefer to call it separated. So one of my data entry operator is from India, another is from US, and they are doing their own job, which has created an anomaly for me. So now there's category divorce and there is a category separated, which 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 can glitch my analysis into thinking that there are four categories in marital status. Actually, there are only three. Okay, we have seen many things. Let's start correcting these anomalies. Let's start making these anomaly correct and let's see if our analysis will change. Hanji, can you think of a way? What I want is that all these separated people should merge with divorced. Merge, not merge actually. Merge is a different word. It means something else. What I want to say is the separated category should vanish and it should be added to divorce category. So change the keyword separated in this column to divorced. Can you do that? I want separated to be changed to divorce. Breathe. Go ahead. Can you think of a way? Try it out. Again, I'm muting. Simplest and simplest being, I don't know why you are struggling with this. I'm saying bank dollar double equal to separated. What is going to happen? Two false, two false, two false. I am saying which are true. Which function you have already seen. I am saying excess bank, the square bracket, which bank dollar marital are separated. Maybe I can do a better thing. I am saying bank dollar marital here itself. So that I want to change bank dataset at marital column where on which index where marital status is separated. And what do I want to change it to? I want to change it to divorced. That is one way to do it. Another one is I want everybody to see that. Try this replace function. One of you told it. One of you used it. A couple of you used it. In fact, Jyoti, because separated the spelling is not correct. Don't make me do these kind of things here. Okay, so assign divorce to that. That is one method. Then there is replace function. You can replace certain values in a particular column with another value. So you can check that out. One of you, I don't recall who did that. Somebody used gsub. Perhaps Rehan, was it you? Was that Rehan who used gsub? Yes. Another fantastic way. You may wonder where these functions are coming from. So I'm not saying that you must know these things, but people among you are doing this. However, you already know this. This you at least know. You should be able to do. You should be able to do this at least. Another way could be the if else function. There is a function if else here in the chat box. Try to understand the syntax and tell me what do you see. Maybe try help of this if else here in the chat box. Give it a try. If there is any question, confusion regarding this, do tell me. Drop in the chat box. Has everybody tried it? You are getting what is the if else function doing? How is it working? If else. It is doing what it means. If or else. It is saying if a condition be true, do something, otherwise do something else. So how we are using it here? What is the condition? The syntax is if else bracket. First of all the condition. So my condition is if bank dollar marital is equal to separated. Now if the condition be true, if the condition is be true, do what? Make it divorced. If it is not true, keep it as it is. Remember, vector functions will happen index wise. It will take bank marital vector, start with index number 1, check the index number 1 whether it is separated, If it is separated, then convert it to divorce. If it is not separated, don't do anything, keep it as it is, and up to the last. So those of you who are into the habit of using for loop and this and that, you see that no loops required. If else can automatically settle it. From index number 1 it will start and it will go up to the index number last. Finally, I am saying that when you are done with this, don't print it. Save it where? Assign it to where? The same column. So override. And done. All good? This fine? Mm-hmm. Replace, I will come to that. It has a further utility. So I will come to that later. Let's stick to if else. What is the syntax? The function is if else. If else says if a condition is true. If this is true, we will do something. Else, we will do something else. If else, if this, do this. Else, do something else. The condition is bank marital is double equal to separated. What will this result in? It will result in true and false. Yes, there will be 45,000 true and false. So I am saying when this condition is true, so the syntax is condition, comma, if condition is true, what to be done, and comma, if condition is false, what to be done. So this is for condition false and this is for condition true. Now, how I am using this trick? I am saying if this condition is true, then convert it to divorce. And if the condition is false, what I have typed? I am saying no, don't do anything. Keep it as it is. So whether it was divorced, whether it was married, whether it was single, it should remain as it is. It should not change. Only which one should change? Which is separated. It should change into divorce. Yeah, it will permanently replace in the dataset. So that's the purpose. No, I want to clean this dataset. No, I want to further analyze this data. So that will only happen once it is properly clean. So either way, both are okay. If I check it now as what? As factor. Very fine. 3 levels. Okay. Fair. So far so good. Now there is other problem. One more problem comes here. Now we will worry about that, Jagdish, just in a while. Okay. See, we checked marital, we found a problem, we corrected it. Suppose this is the way I know. I already knew there were uppercase, lowercase anomaly. You didn't know, but now you know how to check. So you can check housing also. You can check job also, education also, and this also, and that also, and then that also. Are we going to do the same thing till evening today? Is it the way it is going to happen? Tell me quickly. Are we going to do this as factor this, then as factor that, then as factor that, and then okay, let's dedicate today's day for this purpose. Not exactly. So this is usually not the way. We have some facilities. Okay, well, not practically in this case, but for several other things, we will need these kind of things. What if I can use my function to multiple columns at the same time? That would be fun, no? Yes or no? I don't have to type my function again and again for this variable, then that variable. I can use multiple columns and apply the function in one go. So that's where apply family functions come in. Try this. Type empty cars. Type this and run it. See what appears. What do you see what is that? Actually, it is a yes, it is a inbuilt dataset just like Iris, right? It is not on your environment, but it is inbuilt, so you can print it any day, anytime. Okay, well, Harika, yes, thank you to remind me. Just just after this, just after this empty cast thing, I'm coming on to that. Thank you to remind me. Can you see this empty cast dataset? You can view it. You cannot click on environment because it is not there on environment, but still you can view it. What do you think this dataset is talking about? What this dataset talks about is okay, MPG. What is what is that? What does that mean? It is yes. MPG stands for miles per gallon. You know, here also US people have problem with the metric system. They don't want to measure in liters and kilometers. They have their own way. Then there is okay, cell means number of cylinders. Horsepower, well, that is pretty simple. HP means horsepower. What is disc? Anybody? Mechanical, automobile, maybe not maybe an engineer, but just a car fan. Is there somebody engine buff like me? Displacement, exactly. Actually, displacement. It is the displacement. It is giving you the distance of the distance traveled by piston inside the cylinder. So that is displacement. HP is horsepower. Well, hey experts, what's drag? Rear axle ratio. Fantastic. Ashutosh, are you from mechanical background or are you just referring to the help function? Okay. I don't want to puzzle you. I just wanted to give you a taste. You see, being analysts, you can receive data from any domain. So this is your first taste of an automobile data. It is coming from a mechanical background, hardcore engineering. So many technical jargons. Now I am from mechanical background. I am very happy. Ashutosh is okay. He is also comfortable. But what about you? And it is now not to brag about. If see if there is a data coming from insurance sector, maybe Ashu will be clueless. I will be clueless because we are not from that domain. So what I wanted to emphasize is whenever you get your get a data your hands on a data, try to understand the data first. Use every trick possible to understand the data before you analyze it. Okay. One thing we know here, whatever is built in R, there is a help document. Can you try that? Check help for empty cars. Do you see something? Go ahead. Try it. Check the help document for empty cars dataset and tell me if it is helping you really. Do you get some information out of that? Yes, getting it. So always stick to help whenever you don't know what's happening in R. Go prefer help document. Just now, many of you are asking how to use replace function. Give it a try. No. Okay, maybe. Okay, maybe I'll let it record. It is just a mini TED talk. Guys, get out of the habit of your learning the conventional way. You are just what do I say? You are on the threshold of entering your career. You are just one step short, and it is nowhere like your student life. Those who have had the taste of internships and jobs, they may tell you. Here, somebody who have already have been into job, they may give you a click here. Once you enter the job, everyone you will come across is like, who cares? You may be princess of your dad, you may be ladla of your mother. Nobody cares here. You are just another cog in the wheel. And by the way, you are the shortest cog. You have just entered. So that is one thing which will be an integral part of your module with me at least. I don't promise for others, but for with me at least it will happen. One step spoon feeding and then 8 steps of getting on your feet by yourself. And on the last step, I will push you again. Maybe I may sound rude, but this is something will keep on happening time and again. Trust me, you will thank me later. For now, you can abuse me as much as you want. So I have grown enough thick skin. I can take your curses, no problem. Okay, my purpose was else other than this. Okay, you can go through that bit in detail later. Maybe you can play around with this data set also, just like Iris. But for now, the purpose was to show you some apply family functions. There are apply family functions. I will explain one or two of them, but there are at least 10 apply family functions. Maybe you can give it a try. However, the most important ones are the one I am explaining to you. So the most effective one and the most frequently used would be sapply or sapply if you want to call it. What does it do? It does the same which we were discussing a few minutes back. Suppose this is the data set. Where is the data set? Here is the data set. This is the data set of some cars. They are in a garage specifically, and somebody, the owner of this um, owner of this garage, asked me that what is the average of our cars? What is the average MPG of our cars? Well, how will you do? Maybe mean empty cars dollar MPG. Simple. Now he's asking, okay, tell me the average number of cylinders in my car. Okay, again mean empty cars dollar, this time cylinder. Now he's asking, tell me average of every aspect of my cars available here. Now, what you are going to reply? Are you going to reply that, well, sir, have you gone crazy? So that's what exactly sapply does. We want to apply a same function to several columns, maybe all the columns. So how do we do that? The syntax would be sapply. I am saying which data? I am saying this data, empty cars. And which function? Main function. How can you remember it? Maybe there is a slang in Hindi. If you are those who know Hindi, they may get it. sapply, I used to learn it when I was a student. We learned it like sapply means sub pe apply. Grab this data set and grab this function and apply on all the columns of this data set. Getting this? I'm dropping a few some code in chat box. By now you are coding by yourself and run it slowly and tell me whether you are getting it. Here in the chat box, this is 3-4 lines of code. Run it one by one and try to make out what it is it making any sense. I get that rest of things you can understand. I mentioned the function, that is apply family function sapply. I mentioned the data, which data? Empty cars data. And I am applying a function, so it will apply on each column. So I can get to see the mean of each column in one go. Very fantastic application. Suppose I try median. You know the difference between mean and median, right? We have gone through this. I get to see median, so I can check median. So what I mean to specify here is you can use any function and it will apply to the entire data set. Now check the structure. It is to give you a signal what's going to happen next. Remember I talked about that. If you check help function, this column VS and this column AM, how they are mentioned? 0 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 1 1 0 0 0 0 0 0 1 1. Remember I told you that there are The structure problems, we should check this structure. It is always a good idea to see the structure. My data may be in different form than it is expected to. If you see the help of empty cars, go to help of empty cars and see what does VS mean and what does AM mean. Can you tell me? VS means whether the engine is V shape or standard shape. So these 0 and 1 does not mean that numeric 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? Getting the idea? This 0 and 1 is not numbers 0, 1, 2, 3. These are categories. Same goes for AM. This is about, yes, AM is for transmission. Yes, Monarch. अरे ट्रांसमिशन गियर बॉक्स बोलते हैं जिसको वी यू नो इन अ वेरी क्रूड लैंग्वेज वी कॉल इट गियर बॉक्स what kind of gearbox does this car have. So whether the transmission of this car is automatic or manual, so that is what is represented by 1 and 0. These 1 and 0 also don't mean 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. They mean automatic or manual, manual or automatic. So that is why the functions which I applied, mean and median, they don't make any sense. So I am saying, so what can I do? I want to see for others. So this time I am saying sapply will do what it does. It will grab our data and grab a function and apply on all. I am mentioning grab which data? Which data? Empty cast data. Barring which columns? Barring 8th and 9th column. So that is my data now. Now grab this function and apply on everything which is available. Clarity? Go ahead, people. Just give me 20 yes, everybody. Ah, yeah, you people. Maybe I should get a bit strict with you people, huh? I keep it funny and jolly. You people don't fear me. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm happy this way. But please respond. Please respond. Okay. So that is sapply. Now do one thing. Here it is. Just like sapply, where there is wherever you have written sapply, write lapply. Change S with L and see what happens. Nothing else. Just change S with L. Everything same. Give it a try. What happens? Maybe you'll see. Just for this one, this is sapply, and if I do lapply here, what I am asking you to do, change S to L. What happens? Anything particular? Anything? Any change you notice? Students tell me like that. Readability. Okay, that's one. Finally, Harika, somebody calling it. Okay, very fine. And no, don't feel bad, anybody. Uh, you are telling, at least you are telling logical answers. I have seen more idiotic answers, more of idiotic answers. People have told, even there have been people who have told me that these are lete hue, these are khade hue. I am like, acha, these are last man standing, these are Black Hawk Down, these are latitudes, these are longitudes. All kind of nonsense I have to hear. feel pity on me. Thankfully, you are not that kind of guy. You are doing just fine. The difference is lapply gives output in form of a list. Remember how list appeared? We printed a list. Remember that? It tells me dollar, then element, which element, and then the content of that element. Now here, every element contains only one answer, but there in a list can contain an element which can have multiple things. Could be a data frame or matrix also. So anyway, so lapply mein L stands for list, list apply. So the output would be list. Sapply stands for, so it is not actually subpay apply, that is my slang. Sapply stands for simplified apply. So it would give a simplified result. If there is only one value for each column, it would be a vector. If there are multiple values for a column, it would become a matrix. That's it. So that is the difference. Otherwise, other than that, everything is same. Same result, same mechanism. Grab a data, grab a function, apply. Now, you may tell me, you have already realized that list is not a very friendly and not a very practical data structure. So, in my codes, you will generally see sapply happening. Okay. This is negative indexing, Anubhav. Just now we discussed this. I want to drop 8th and ninth column, which are VS and AM. I don't want them to be included in my data. You see that these 8 and 9, these are inside the square bracket. That means these are locations and they contain a minus sign. That means I want to omit them. So I want to apply mean function on all the columns of empty cars except 8 and 9. That is what they mean. Hope it's okay so far. So very well, you got these concept, that concept. Okay. Very fine. No, Anubhav, it will not take, it will depend on the comma of the square bracket. See, this is the comma. If there was any value before, that would have been row. After that, there are columns. So I'm not concerned with rows of empty cars. I just want to drop some columns from this calculation. So after this comma, these are columns, and that is why there are multiple two columns. I have mentioned them as vector of indices. Got this? Now it is my question to you, Anubhav, particularly. Why didn't you ask this earlier? Why could not you call this out? Guys, please understand. I am not in a classroom. Uh, when I was in classroom, I used to walk a lot, and I used to come to everybody's machine, and I would keep an eye on. I would keep on nagging you, keep on nudging you people that what are you doing, what is happening, what not happening. Now I don't have that facility. So you have to become my eyes and ears. You will have to call out yourself that what you got and what you didn't. Okay, very fine. Let's come to this exercise. I will walk up to the place where nobody has a problem. Okay, fair, everybody. Everybody will be as shameless as I used to be. I still am. Will you do that? Just stop me then and there whenever you feel that this is not getting into your ears. Please do that. Okay. So this was an exercise about some academic institution. There is somebody trying to do somebody. These are student names. Then their ages. Then they have majors and whether they passed or not. Question number one. This lady thinks that okay, that we also think the same, that these are different kind of vectors. They should be in a data frame rather than a matrix. Yes or no? So let's create a data frame named students that contains these vectors. How do we do that? We know the function data frame and we know what are the vectors. What are the vectors? Name, age, major, and pass. Very well. Name, age, major, and pass. Are we good? I think we are good. Seems going fine. Then it is said that okay, Rochelle gets to know that there was some further information which she missed. Okay, there was gender and there was overall percentage. Now this is also needed to be there in this data set. Okay, let's do it. How do we do that? How do we do that? I need to add some columns. Remember, I need to add some columns in our data set. So this is data set updation. Yes, remember column bind? To bind these columns. So I want to C bind the students is the data frame and new columns are gender and overall percentage. I think all set. What command should you use to add this all new info to original data frame? Okay, that's here. Okay, after some time she gets a similar data set. Okay, now there is a new batch. What do we do? What do we do? Yes, remember R-bind? Let's do that. Okay. So now there is a new batch. So let's call it new students, maybe. And let's create a data frame for them. So this time again, same story, name, age, major, gender, no pass before gender, and overall percentage. Name, age, major, pass, gender, overall. Okay. Name, age, major, pass, gender, overall. Okay. Now there are new students. So what we can do? Now we can create R-bind. So the students should be these were old students and now there are new students and I want to override the students variable. Now it is ultimately this set of variables. Very fair. So far so good. Anybody, any problem? Going just fine. New data, bind data frame, this. Ah, fantastic, Shovangi. Very fine. No problem at all. In fact, you have skipped an exercise. You have done fantastic. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, then it is being asked. Rochelle's manager asks her to present the summary of the final database. Okay, the mean of percentage as shown in the summary. Very fine. So let's go ahead. Summary of students. And what does it want? The percentage. Okay, dollar percentage. So we see the mean is 56.58. Even if not percentage, you can see the summary of entire data set and it will give you much more information. It will give you mean of everything. So either way, it is happening. What is the mean of percentage? That is 56.58. Question again answered. Very fine. Rochelle discovers that the name of one student, Nitin, is wrong. Actually, it should have been Niti. Okay, very fine. There is a student whose name is wrong, whose name is Nitin. It should have been Nitish. Anji, how do we do that? We did that just a few minutes ago. You see that the student's name is wrong. This is the person whose name is Nitin, and you will do it that way. Yes, Jagdish, I wanted to see that. I wanted to see this happening. Nothing wrong with others' answer. Jagdish, could you do that public? Please. Others will get an idea where I am getting it. What you people are doing, I am not saying it is wrong. It is correct. All correct. Nothing wrong in that. But it is, it is a method of Sarkari Babu. The student is standing in front of him. My name is wrong on my iCard. Please correct it. You are going through the register, this. Where is your damn name? Where is N? Then where is I? Do you want your machine to do that, or do you want to do it yourself? For goddamn sake, you are using machines. Everybody getting the taste? Got the idea? Yes, Harika, that's what. That is the way it should have been. I am not manually looking where. I just know my student is standing in front of me. He is telling me that my name is printed Nitin. It should have been Nitish. Okay, Nitin, fantastic. The student's name, where? Wheresoever. Wheresoever it is Nitin, convert it to Nitish. Okay, fine. This is also okay. Let's go ahead to next question. Question number 6. Rochelle now needs to show name and overall percentage of students who have failed in any of the subject. Okay, how to code that? You got the idea what is demanded? Those who have failed in any of the subject. So wherever there this pass statement is false, that's where we are talking about. So let's first get that data students, which the students dollar, this pass column is not true, it is false. So I want to go there. Very fine. And now what is the data? What are the columns? I am not getting the question. She only needs to show the name and overall percentage, not every information. Okay, very fine. Show the name and the overall percentage. Here it is. So these are the students who have failed, and this has been their overall percentage. Fair. So at the same time, you can filter columns and rows, both. You can use condition also, you can use column name also. Anything else? Next is question number 7. Well, okay, here it comes. A new student, Robin, whose details have to be entered. His age is 34, gender is male, major is maths. Rest of data is missing for this student. How to add him to existing database? Any problem here? Has somebody done it? Please, somebody, please. Jyoti, I wanted to see this kind of things. Anybody else? Jagdish. Jyoti, you have missed the name. The very first thing. वो तो दिया ही नहीं है ना क्वेश्चन में. I got it. No. Abhimanyu done it. How I will enter it is, see how much information I do need. I need name, age, major, pass, gender, and all. Okay, so I need 6 entries. But for this particular gentleman, I have, okay, his name is Robin. So first is settled, age, okay, age is also there. Let's check this out now. So these are the column names of a student's dataset which you have created. Name is gender, age is given, major is given, but rest of the data is missing. I don't know whether he passed. Well, gender is male, okay, that we can assume. Overall percentage is not available, pass is not available. Okay, so we will put n is wherever data is missing, otherwise it would be a shorter vector. You getting the gist? It will look like this, a value of 4 values. It is a vector of 4 values which will not come column wise there. If I try to enter, it will throw an error. So his name is Robin, his age is 34, his major is maths, and then I have missing value because I don't know whether he passed or failed. Gender is male, well, that is known. Overall percentage, again missing. So this is the new student. Now things are easy. Now things are easy. I can R-bind that to students and let's see whether he is here. Good. Fair. Problem, confusion. Any problem, confusion? Okay, very fine then. Yes, Rehan, I will just drop it in the chat box. Just give me a moment. Guys, it will come in two pieces. So this is the exercise one, or maybe I will mail it. Okay, let's spare this trouble. So guys, I'll mail it. Now, verify. So you will be having a long weekend next. So let's do an exercise, and this would be the one for which you will submit your codes. Okay. I hope nobody is missing my mails now. Everybody is getting my mail regularly. If there's any, please do tell me. So let's check your mail. I have sent you a data set and a R, and there is an R code along with it. So you would spare some time with it. I would expect submission by Monday. Okay, so you have 3 full days, 3 sets of 24 hours, and then more, which is today. So other than today, you have 3 full days. for making a submission on Arc. This is a data set, and since it is your first submission, I have tried to help you out a bit. From next assignment onwards, it won't happen. In this assignment, I am providing you with the R code which is already there, and it is kind of fill in the blanks. There are some questions. You just have to fill in the query. So again, very pinpoint answers you have to give, that kind of thing it is asking you. For today and yesterday, okay, I will send you the back exercise, whatever we have coded. I'll send that also. For now, I haven't sent. I have just sent you the dataset and the questions regarding that dataset, and you will be answering those questions. So very simple assignment it is. It is barely 10 questions. Okay. The key is that your code should be as precise as possible. Avoid repetition. Avoid plethora of uh, functions and syntaxes. Try to use clean functions. Okay, and keep your code clean. The spacing should be well. So start getting into that practice. Okay, so that becomes your first assignment, and you will submit your code by end of day Monday. So for now, not rushing up. I wanted to cover dplyr also within this, but let's stay with that. We'll discuss dplyr next. So I hope you people enjoy this assignment, and okay, once you submit, we'll discuss about it. Like everything, whatever you face trouble, we'll talk about that. But by Monday, positively, because this one is graded, people. Okay. Your SQL one that was graded, and this one is again graded. That Rochelle exercise that wasn't graded, so you don't have you didn't have to submit it, but this one will be your submission. Okay, guys. So this bank dataset code that I will mail you, what we have covered yesterday and today, this bank's problem, that code I will send you across. So fair guess, maybe it's time for a long weekend. Spend some happy time, rest well, and return ready. Very well. Bye bye and take care. Happy weekend. So signing off for today. Bye all.